All right.
Welcome, everybody, to Keeping It Grounded, Episode 3. I am the Groundskeeper.
I am JR, also known as the PandaMan.
All right, and where are you, JR? What is your location?
I am in outer space right now. I haven't made it home in like 16 days, so it's kind of it sucks.
Yeah, it looks cold.
Thank God there's Wi-Fi here.
Yeah, this podcasting would be hard if not for the Wi-Fi in space. Thanks,
Thank God for
Elon.
Zoom. Yeah, if there was one thing good about COVID, it was Zoom. So anyway,
All right, so small talk. Tell me how your week's been.
work. Family's leaving for a while, so it's just going to be me because my other business venture is going to be like mostly me for the foreseeable future. So, what about you?
All right,
How's the motorcycle stuff going?
it's going well. Follower count is shooting through the
Yeah,
roof.
I've noticed.
So
Yeah,
So I'm slowly trying to tie in more of the music related stuff in
right.
with the motorcycle stuff. I'm hoping to cross that audience there, and maybe even half the people who like my motorcycle not even half, even if 1% liked my music stuff and go and stream it on streaming services or end up coming to see shows. No matter what, that's gonna make the music even better, which is the goal. That's the whole goal of motorcycle stuff. So speaking of motorcycle stuff. I ended up getting a new action camera. Oh my god, thing is fantastic. And then I also dropped money on a whole mount, like with a pole and everything, and that I'm going to be able to.
Seems like you're taking this content thing a little more seriously, which is good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It was a really good recommendation from Instagram user Cowie the Cowie. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it, but she's been super helpful, and she had the affiliate link for the mount that I bought. So shout out to Cowie the Cowie. Cowie the Cowie. I'm bad at this. I can't say words.
No.
All right. So today's episode.
Yeah. What are we gonna do? What are we talking about?
We've discussed in our pre-meeting with the actual panda. I mean, you're cool, I guess, but the panda's cooler.
We can bring it back in every episode. It's not an issue.
We're going
let
to
us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments if you want just a panda.
We're going to discuss what we think makes a perfect album, not a perfect song, not an artist being perfect, but specifically an album. And I like talking about albums and recommending albums because that's how I like to consume music, is by full albums. I think any serious artist does whatever they can to curate an album, and that doesn't mean it has to be a concept album that tells a story or anything necessarily in my eyes, but they curate their albums a certain way, almost like a story, even if it is just based on the sound.
Right. So the other day when we talked about like bringing this topic up, I kind of thought about is there a difference between a good album and a perfect album? Because today we're going to be talking about perfect albums, but I think we disagreed on something as being like a good album, according to you, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's basically a good album is a perfect album as well. You can't call an album good unless every song is good. Like you like every song. It's basically no skips. But to me, that's a little different. Like to me, that's a perfect album if you no skips. But a good album to me is like, it's like 80% of the songs are good. One skip there, and it's fine. But what do you think?
So no, I kind of agree with that, but when we're talking about albums, I guess my thought process is stuck on the fact that it is a whole unit, because there are plenty of artists that have albums that most of the songs I think are awesome, and they might have ones that kind of don't meet the criteria. However, with a perfect album, even if a song on it is just like on its own, it's not a great song, in context with the rest of the songs, if it fits, if it feels right, and you don't want to skip it because it kind of it feels
tells
like
a story.
It flows with it, or it just flows with it. Your feelings of the album shift with it. Then I think that's still a good album and potentially a perfect album.
Okay, so what would be an example for you as a perfect album?
Okay, I've got three, and I know you've got three. So
Yeah.
my first perfect album is by Atmosphere.
Hmm.
They're a hip hop group out of Minnesota. Absolutely fantastic. But their album, When Life Gives You Lemons, You Paint That Shit Gold.
Okay.
From beginning to end, it is hard for me. It is hard for me to stop listening to this album. All the songs have a small special place inside my heart, but I feel like all of this is just very, very much a real perspective in every single one of these songs.
All right.
I'm not going to go through each individual track, but
Hmm.
the song "You," talking about somebody working as a waitress and barely scraping by, and all the shit that they deal with as
Hmm.
a server, somebody in the server industry. I wasn't a waitress or a waiter waiting. It wasn't wait staff myself, but I've worked in food service and I've been very close with a lot of people who have, and so much of it is just so right on the nose that
Yeah.
it's impossible to believe that the writer of this song was not
Hmm.
wait staff himself, even though the song is about a woman and he's clearly not a woman.
Hmm.
It is just so perfectly that perspective.
Okay.
The only other song in this album that I'm going to talk about is In Her Music Box, and it is this heart wrenching yet super super sweet song about a little girl who's got this just super close bond with her dad, and how they vibe and they listen to music together, and she dances and he treats her with respect and
Yeah.
everything. But he's a drug dealer, and
Oh.
he's driving around he's driving around, and selling drugs. But
Hmm.
even with that, even with the life that she is living in that she's not fully aware of, she still finds joy in the music that she listens to with her dad. And there's one line in the song where it talks about how she sings along with all the songs, but she skips all the bad words except the word bitch because her daddy loves the word bitch and it makes him
Mm.
laugh. It's her magic trick, and it's
Okay. Oh
man.
man. Yeah.
Okay, all right, go
Just
ahead. What's
pulls on your heartstrings, isn't it?
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
well, for me, it's kind of like I don't want to say it's like a recency bias, but this album was released last year. It's an album by Bon Iver. I'm a big fan of Bon Iver, and the album is called Sable Fable. And the thing that's genius about this is I actually released it in two parts, two separate EPs, and then combined it into one. He released the first EP, which is the Sable part, and this part is just like dark, really like melancholic, sad songs. And then at the end of that, it's called the last song of that EP is called "Award Season," which is awesome. But then that directly transitions to the next song called oh my gosh, what is it called? Short Story. And literally, you can hear that song. It directly transitions to that song, and then you can hear just the mood changing because it's the intro to that song sounds like it's like a Disney intro and like from a Disney movie. So when you
Okay.
hear it, it's like super awesome, and the whole thing just tells us a good story of like, and I don't know if you know like Bon Iver's history of like how he used to write his songs. And
Mm-mm.
oh yeah, it's so I don't want to get into too much detail, but his first album he wrote like he isolated himself in the woods because of a breakup, and so it's like such a dark place.
We've
And
all
then
been there.
over the years, he just like transitioned to like experimental music, and now this last most recent album that he has, it's kind of like the happiest, and so you can see his growth as a person and also as a musician. So yeah,
That's
I really recommend those three songs. It all transitions to it. It's called Award Season, then goes into Short Story, and then the next song is called Everything Is Peace and Love, and it's just I personally love it. I can listen to that album all day long.
awesome. Before I move on to my next album pick, we're gonna make a second playlist that's not song picks of the week. We're gonna make another playlist of just songs that we mention throughout this show. So keep an eye
Okay,
out. We'll
yeah,
we'll
from
well,
episode three.
yeah, it could be each individual episode. Okay. So gonna move on to my next album pick, and unfortunately, this is probably of what I've chosen. This is probably the most easily digestible by the general public compared to
Hmm.
the others, which is funny saying considering my music taste.
Yeah.
But so this album is "Yours Until the War Is Over" by Amigo the Devil.
Yeah.
This was his most recent album release, and unfortunately, with Amigo the Devil, damn near every single album from beginning to end is hard
Hmm.
to not listen to all the way through. But this one, very particularly, every song is not connected in a way of an exact storytelling. There actually are a couple songs that are connected, and loosely so. It's theorized by fans, but it just somehow flows so perfectly all the way through from beginning to end. If I
Yeah.
start this is one of these albums that I'll listen to on Spotify. I'll listen to on my phone here and there. But I bought the vinyl immediately upon release,
Yeah.
and when I put that vinyl on, it doesn't stop until I have flipped and swapped and flipped. Like I listen to the whole thing, and it's even
What
hard for me to do chores while I'm doing it. I'll stop.
what
And
what
stare.
songs from it do you recommend?
Okay,
Like a couple of songs.
all right. So the most fun song, track 5, is "Once Upon a Time at Texaco,"
Okay.
and it's the story of a guy at a party. And everybody at the party runs out of booze and drugs, and he decides to go to the gas station to go get booze and drugs. I guess just booze, probably. But he doesn't have any money. But he also knows that his friend always keeps a gun in the car. So he goes to the gas station
No
and
way.
robs the gas station for money for this party. But he ends up killing the attendant, and then taking some his bullet hocus pocus through the back of his head and made the side of his jaw disappear. That is a line. That is a beautiful line from that song.
Yeah.
And then he takes this guy captive. Well, and then I guess like somehow the guy has gone nuts and he forgets about the party, because after he's robbed the liquor store or gas station, he takes somebody captive and they go drive to Mexico to go get away from the cops. So that's one song. Now,
What the hell? Okay.
oh man, it's so hard to choose. So one more, the song "Stray Dog." It is it hits close to home. It's this it's a song that basically the perspective of the person singing is saying that, you know, they're this free, mangy, kind of gungy, you know, dog, and they're talking to their partner and they're saying, "You treat me like a stray dog. You feed me like an animal," and he goes, "I let you do that because I like to see that you have the purpose, and I want you to see the good that I see. But when are you going to realize that I'm the one who's free?" And
Ooh.
damn. That's it feels very telling of particular situations that I've had in my life where people were from the outside were better than me, but they didn't have the fun that I had being a delinquent and
Right.
a vagabond, so to speak. Okay, and the last track on this album is heart-wrenching. It's called "Closer," and it's not a song. It is spoken word.
Oh, is that from where Closer's from?
That is where
Oh
"Closer" is
man,
from.
that is one of my favorite tracks by Amigo the Devil.
Listen,
And-
fellow dudes out there who have problems processing your emotions and you need to cry, listen to track number 13, "Closer" by Amigo the Devil.
What was that one line from? Is it silence? Is it a siren that never sounds like anything or something like that?
No, I think you're actually thinking about one of his newer singles that you might be thinking of.
No, it's from Closer.
Huh.
Let me look it up real quick.
The way that this song opens up, this track opens up is it's unexpected. Somebody's walking out of a thrift store and they see a sign that said "Life is short," and she laughs and goes, "It could always be shorter." And the teller at the thrift store goes, "Yeah, that's what my son thought," and then improved it.
And then improved
And
it.
it's just your whole mood. If it was already up or down or whatever, because the last track before that is happy. It's mostly happy, and then you hear that and you go, "Oh, what did you just do to my heart?"
So I got the line here. It says, "Doubt is a siren without any sound at all."
Oh yes,
Yeah, that is.
I-
Ooh.
I love that doubt is such a reoccurring theme and a word and a feeling that Amigo the Devil
Yeah,
uses
it
in his
comes out in a
songs.
lot of his songs. I think,
Every
yeah,
album.
yeah, so, yeah. One of the better, if not one of the best songwriters. He
Oh,
makes it
by
like he makes it like super personal, and you can. And we kind of talked about this in our little snippet. It was like how some songs are sad, like we like sad songs. This is one of them because
oh
it
yeah.
just like it hits, you know. So
All right. Well, moving on. What's your second
okay, so my
perfect album?
second one is actually I think this was released in 2008, but it's late 2000. It's one of my favorite bands called Bayside. I don't know if you can see the thing. I actually have the vinyl here,
Oh, of course
but
you brought the vinyl. Why didn't I bring my vinyl?
yeah.
You're
So
cooler than me. That's why.
it's called The Walking Wounded, and this is another song where all of the songs are just. I mean, it's as 2008 as you can get because it's like one of those emo punk bands back then. But much like Amigo the Devil, it's like very good songwriting skills of like it just makes you feel. Because I mean, we didn't really talk about this earlier, but like there's obviously um I guess parameters like that you follow to say why albums are perfect. So like, okay, this one's actually makes me feel, or this one is just sounds so good from like a production value that it's perfect. You know what I mean? So there's like different things that you can say why an album is perfect. But this specific one, and just like I said, it's just like a bunch of songs that if you listen to the words, it's just hits. And so, but it is also like a punk, emo punk band. So, I mean, you can just imagine being a teenager in 2008. And so,
All right.
so
Give us some tracks and
yeah,
break them
so
down.
there's some tracks that I really like here. It's called Duality, not the
Not Slipknot.
not the Slipknot, and then another one is called Landing Feet First. Those are the two tracks that I would like to. I don't really know. I can't like pull out the words like you do, like instantaneously. But yeah, those two tracks are the ones that I pay attention to the most.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'll jump into my last album now. This is going to be this will be the least general public type album because this is of course me and
Hmm.
I love folk punk music. I love it. I love it raw. I love it gritty. And of course, Patrick Ice, Pat the Bunny, being my favorite folk punk songwriter of all time. His album when he was in Ramshackle Glory, the album
Hmm.
Live the Dream is probably my perfect album. And to this day, I cannot find it on vinyl. When I do, it's super expensive and the quality is not guaranteed to be playable. So
Really? Oh,
yeah, it's
because it's used, most
right.
likely.
Not only that, but it was only ever pressed once, and I don't think it'll ever be pressed again. If it
Mm.
is, somebody needs to get on that because there's so many of us. Like you could still probably get away with charging $100. I was tempted to pay. It was like $350 for a poor condition vinyl,
Can
and I was
you?
tempted to own it.
Damn,
Yeah,
320.
350.
Oh my God. Can you? Is he like reachable? Like, can we DM him or something?
Well, you know what? Now that the U.S. has pulled out of Afghanistan, he might have a cell phone number.
that
Okay, so yeah, live.
that was an earlier joke that you guys do not know about. But I randomly texted Tanner about. I asked him on actually Messenger, like, "Hey, do you think Pat the Bunny has a cell phone now that we've pulled out of Afghanistan?" And he said it was one of the best jokes he's ever heard, which is
This
awesome.
this is pretty meta, and it's only gonna be like
Right
folk
to
punk
our
super
to our
fans,
scene, you know. So
right? Okay. It is so hard. It is so hard to pick what the best albums are in this song, but I'm gonna say the ones that I think people who are not into this music, I'm gonna say which ones I think they should listen to because if they're open minded enough, these are the songs that'll get them into it, anyways.
mhm.
Um, of Ballots and Barricades, is a great song politically, where it kind of helped me start the infancy of what I now am politically, which is pretty fluid. But he talks about how the one line is I eat meat and shoot guns and drive trucks and don't trust the federal government, but I'm not a Republican. And I was like, yeah, why would you have to be to agree with those things? And it's just a nice little
That
a lot a lot of the song just kind of comes off as you can be a certain way and still be revolutionary of the mind is how I feel about
but
it.
that's from We Are All Compost in Training.
No, no, that's of Ballots and Barricades. Wait, no, you're right. It is F.
Yeah.
F. My
Yeah.
bad. Okay, we're gonna have to cut this part out. I don't know which.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We can keep it. I'm just correcting you. It's just it's. I mean, I think I know that song too, but like what you referenced to was We Are All Compost in Training,
No, you're
and
right.
yeah. So I was
Yeah,
surprised because you sing that all the time.
yeah, I
So
know. I have
uh,
no idea how I fucked that
I
up. Okay, yeah,
remember,
that.
hearing that for the first time in you and in Mesquite when I visited you at your place with LSD, and really got my attention right away. I'm like, okay, because it also uses like a very simple chord progression. This is
Oh
the
yeah, it
G
just
D E minor C. So
yeah,
I'm
one of the
like,
most
okay,
basic, and it
right. It's
hits.
one of the most basic, and it's like, but I mean, every pop song is those four chords, and so it's like it's easy to listen to, like you said. It's the most digestible. It would be like an intro song to um, to someone introducing to Pat the Bunny. You know what I mean?
Right. I can't believe I got the title wrong. All right, fine. I'm not cutting it out. Damn it. Now,
Yeah,
now I feel lame because I've listened to this album more times than I've listened to almost any other album,
hilarious.
and now I feel so dumb. Okay, and then the other track on the album that I think everybody should hear is "Your Heart Is a Muscle the Size of Your Fist."
I listened to that earlier on the way home.
I I don't I am shocked. I've never showed that song to anybody and
Hmm.
they didn't like it. Even if they don't like Pat's voice, even if they don't like how raw the instrumentals are as a
Yeah,
whole, everybody goes, "Wow." Like
yeah,
everybody I've showed that to, even non-folk punk people, like, wow, they liked it. Oh,
yeah,
I don't want to ruin a whole lot, but it's just the whole song seems like a shout out to people that Pat loves and did love, and it's excellent. I saying that out loud, I've never actually described that song out loud that way. I want to do that.
yeah.
I want to do that. I'm gonna do that.
Do what?
I'm gonna make a song like that where
People
I
that you
shout
love.
out to, yeah, the people that I love, especially the people closely tied to music. I've already got some lyrics working out. Man, this is,
Oh,
yeah,
great. That's fun.
I'm
We're we're
inspired.
we're getting ideas in real time.
Yeah. Okay. And what is your third and final
So my
album?
final one actually kind of opposite of yours, where it's like mine is the most like I would say famous out of all of our bands is a band called Muse right here. I'm wearing it. And actually this is the album cover. It's called The Resistance. And this is a great mix of rock music and also classical music. It is awesome. So the last three tracks of this is called Exogenesis Symphony 1, 2, and 3. And it just takes a lot of Matt Bellamy, the frontman of Muse, is probably one of the most talented people on earth. And kind of another song that I want to point out is called "I Belong to You." And for a long time, I was like denying how good it was because they used it for Twilight. And the
You
older I
can't let
get,
that ruin it.
the older I get, the more I appreciate these kind of stuff. Like I don't care. Like it's a good song. I mean, I don't hate on Twilight anymore. I mean, I still haven't seen the movies, but just because it's like it's back then when it was written or when it was recorded, it was back in the time when I was hating on Twilight because it was the cool thing to do. But yeah, that song is so good. If there's one song that you listen to that album, it's "I Belong to You," because the middle of that song takes a classical like aria song from an opera called I think Samson and Delilah, and they make it their. I mean, they don't make it their own, but they put words into it, and it's just really good. And it's kind of hard to explain. But listen to it. We'll put it on the playlist that Tanner was talking about earlier. So, but those are the three albums for me. So it's going to be Sable Fable by Bon Iver, um, The Walking Wounded by Bayside, and The Resistance by Muse. You want to give your summary?
Yeah. So I had When Life Gives You Lemons, You Paint That Shit Gold by Atmosphere. Yours Until the War Is Over by Amigo the Devil, and Live the Dream by Ramshackle Glory were my three perfect
Glory.
album picks. Now that is not to say
Glory.
that is not to say that there are not more albums that I consider perfect.
Of
These
course.
are just the ones that without trying too hard to think about it, these ones immediately float to the top.
Gun to your head, name me three albums that are perfect.
Right.
These would be the answers,
Yeah.
So,
I think so far after this being the third episode, the third topic, I think we have a lot of experience here talking about the ins and outs of music. I think we're gonna probably end up focusing a lot of our topics here. This is
sure.
more than likely where our expertise goes.
I mean, going back to our first episode, we kind of explained that we'll always be rooted in music because that's kind of how we started. And so, but it's always fun to talk music.
We're going to do another trip report for those of you guys who enjoyed that trip report.
Oh,
we're definitely doing another trip report. Just give it some time. Okay. I have no idea how much time we went, but song pick of the week. What is your song pick of the week, JR?
So I'm going a little different this time. The song I'm going to pick this week, it's called Pants, like the thing that you wear. And it's by a band. It's by a band called Here Come the Mummies.
I can't believe you chose that song.
Check it out. You know that song?
Of course, yeah. Yes, I do.
It's a fantastic.
You want to tell them
song.
About the song? You want to just leave it up to the audience?
It's up to interpretation.
Okay.
They will. It's a fun listen. You can't deny that. So, but what they talk about is kind of like, okay, I see. What about you? What you got?
All right. My song pick of the week is by Modern Baseball. It's called Fine Great, but there's an ellipses, fine, comma, great. It's part of one of the two albums that I've listened to every time I've had a hard time romantically in my life. I listen to these albums in their entirety, and this is just one of those songs that even outside of that, I'll go back to this song particularly. Anybody who hasn't heard Modern Baseball, treat yourself to some of the best sad boy music you have ever heard.
I like sad songs. Yeah.
Well, this is quote unquote sad boy music. People would lump them in with like the Front Bottoms or Mom Jeans or Joyce Maynor, which is I like all that music, but lots of people, think the dudes that listen
The Front
to
Bottoms is 12 Feet Deep. Is that the Front Bottoms?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay.
That is a great. I'm going to cover that song. I was just practicing that song before we got on here.
Okay, that's great.
I love that song.
We'll be waiting for your new video on your personal page. And speaking of pages, we're looking to not consolidate, but like do a lot of cross platforms things so we can grow our channel and our podcast. So
yeah, the intent is to have a Instagram and Facebook page for Keeping It Grounded. We already have the YouTube page, and now we're going to start sharing our shorts on the YouTube page as well.
Yeah.
So expanding and adding more content, adding content that we already have in one or two places, whatever, and just making it available everywhere to make it more accessible to everybody.
Yeah, great.
Cool. So, if we keep doing this, keep an eye out for Spotify. I don't see why not. I have the deal where I am a record label and I've got the spots open. We might end up going that route too.
Oh, going audio?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am kind of pretty, and I think I get people to want to look at us.
Yeah, I could probably stay with the panda thing.
No, I fucking love you, man. Okay, right. Cool. Well, this was an excellent episode.
Yeah, that was fun. So we'll see you next week. You have anything to say, Tanner?
No, that's it. Thank you guys for watching.